Can you build a diorama on the back of a CD? You're going to find out in this video, where I try to bring my favorite Diablo moment to life. First, I traced out the base on a piece of XPS foam with the disc. Then I used my Proxon hot wire to cut out the outer and inner circle, while avoiding to melt the CD itself. The CD's surface is way too smooth to glue anything on, so as painful as it felt, I sanded it down. Thinking about modern Blizzard helped a lot. Once that was done, I slathered on a layer of PVA glue and pressed the foam down. But how do you turn that into actual terrain? I grabbed an old knife and started carving in rock formations along the outer edges and towards the middle, kind of splitting the scene into two hills. Just cut and peel, away from your fingers ideally. So time to add texture. I brushed a thick coat of PVA across the top, avoiding the rocky parts, and sprinkled on fine sand. To spice it up, I glued down a few decorative stones at random. Then, to lock everything in, I gave the whole thing a good soak with watered down layer of PVA. The sand drinks it up and hardens into a crusty textured landscape, which we will paint in the next step. I hit the dirt path with a thick layer of brown and the rock area next to it with a dark grey. While both paints were still wet, I dragged grey into brown, which gives it a natural muddy transition. But hey, you can't make a Diablo diorama without skulls and bones, right? So I glued on some Warhammer skeleton bits and gave them a quick brown paint job. Time for washes. They creep into all the cracks and shadows, just like a depression. I grabbed the brown wash for the dirt path and bones, and a black one for all the rocks. If your blending sucked, washes hide your shame. I continued to dry brush everything with a makeup brush. 3 layers of brighter colors for the mud, rocks, and skeletons. Smells like Golden Demon. I loaded my static grass applicator with a dark static grass, applied some PVA avoiding the rocks, and sprinkled the grass from above to get a natural look. Now the diorama still looked a little flat. Luckily I had some railroad scenery trees lying around. I glued it in place and added tiny white flowers using superglue, just to break up the brown, grey and green monotony with some contrast. For the final detail, puddles. I used AK Still Water, a great alternative to epoxy resin. While it only works in very thin layers around 3 mm, no mixing is required. Just pour it in and let it settle. And that's it. They said physical media is dead, but this one just came back from hell. This entire project started with one discovery. I stumbled on these Diablo-inspired skulls from Cripple God Foundry and instantly knew I had to build something around them. I reached out and asked for a discount to share and they replied right away. Total legends. If you want to make your own, use the code HERO50 on my mini factory for 50% off their entire store. Now let me show you what a good sculpt and a great printer can do. First up, the Paladin. Look at those hammering details. Then the Necromancer, covered in bones. Meet the Amazon. Proof that pointy sticks beat demonic resurrection every time. And hey, we can't forget the enemies. I printed a whole crew of fallen demons. I don't envy the sculptor who had to interpret these. Hey man, we need a couple more minis. Would you mind sculpting them? No problem. Do you have any reference art or something? Oh yeah, of course. Thanks. Now, before we start painting, I gave the Fallen a coat of red primer and the heroes a nice black one. Gotta set the tone. Let's start with the Fallen. The red primer already does half the job, so I focused on blocking in the rest. A medium brown for all the leather parts, a light tan for the bones and skulls, black for hair and nails, yellow for the glowing eyes, and now let's bring it all together. I hit the leather and bone with a brown wash. Then used the purple wash on the skin to deepen down the shadows. The metal parts painted silver, then washed black. At this point you could honestly stop. Good enough for a squad that dies in one hit. Want to improve them further? Let me show you how. I brightened the eyes with some lighter yellows. Then glazed some red into the edges. The red tint really makes them look alive. For the leather and bone, I layered on progressively lighter browns. And on the most raised bones areas, I touched in a pale ivory, almost white. The metal got a light silver touch, and the hair nails some grey highlights. That just leaves us with the skin. I took a bright red and layered on some quick highlights, each layer a bit smaller and more orange towards the top. Then I repeated everything for the rest of the crew. Painting the Fallen was easy. Keeping them from running off the base, not so much. I continued with the Amazon and painted her skin with multiple layers first. Then I moved on, base coating the leather armor, stripes, black fabric and her spear. Everything got a wash, and since the leather armor was still too brown, I mixed in some red with each layer to get it closer to the original style. Next up, all the golden parts. But since it looks more like Wonder Woman now, I toned everything down with a contrast paint called Gilliman Flash. Then I finished some golden highlights and metal colors as well as her hair. Painting eyes requires a different kind of brush. Instead of my regular size 1 brush, I'm going in with a 00 brush. Time for my special equipment. Who looks stupid now? A little bit of white and the blue iris is all I can manage. Let's call it done and put down the minis.
I shall purge this land of the shadow.
The Fallen Shaman's job is to resurrect his buddies. My job is to keep gluing them back down. I don't have enough space left. Give me a second. No demons were harmed in the making of this diorama, except Steve. Steve's not getting back up. Now we have a dead body, and you know what that means. I cut a toothpick into tiny coins and dropped them by his corpse and painted them gold. Unlike Diablo loot, this stuff doesn't vanish when someone else clicks faster. CDs used to install Diablo. Now they are Diablo. Is it even possible to make this thing more Diablo? Yes! I found a free Fireball model, added supports, sliced the file, loaded my printer with some clear orange resin and printed a bunch of fireballs, just in case something goes wrong. Most of them failed. Maybe the resin expiration date has a meaning after all. Anyway, after a quick wash and some curing, I had enough to work with. For the LEDs I got two options. A small one that shines in a straight line, a larger one that glows evenly in all directions. Let's test if it even makes a difference. I drilled some holes into the fireballs and put the LEDs inside. And man, this fireball is brighter than my future when I chose to become a miniature crafter. So I picked the big one, ran the wires through the CD hole, taped them in place and added the fireball. Now, did I actually capture my favorite Diablo memory? Thank you for watching, and to my Patreons, thanks for sticking around.